Have you guys ever wondered what it's like to be one of those super successful, hot, busy moms who just feel like they kind of chaotically have it all put together, but they don't, and they share that openly, so it makes you just feel a little bit more connected to them? Well, it's your lucky day because today's guest is doing just that and so much more. So, dear everyone, welcome to the show, Tyler Primeaux.
Hey guys,
Welcome on.
I'm so excited to be here.
Let's just give a little bit of backstory on how we became a couple. How we became a thing.
The last, endeavor you were on with Ashley and Rachel, and I had just followed you from that whole thing and just caught your vibe, and I was like, man, she's so open-minded. She's spiritual, but not by the book that we were told was like a rule book kind of thing. It was just kind of like, hey, I'm spiritual, I'm into this, and this, but I also don't judge you if you're into this, and this. You're Sag, right?
No.
What are you? You're a Taurus.
Taurus rising.
Because I remember, because I don't get along with Tauruses, and I was like, but I love her so much. I love her. What's your?
Aries sun, Pisces moon, Taurus rising.
But I loved your vibe. I loved everything about you. Then I started listening to it, and I was like, I don't know. I just gravitated towards you the most. But then you have an entrepreneur mindset, which I'm sorry, but it gets me off. Like for females to have that, I was like, okay, she's not with the bare minimum. She wants more out of life. I'm here for that. So I think I asked you today, is that still going? Is that a thing? But you're like, no. And I was like, okay, cool. But I still followed because then 11th house started. And then I was like, okay, I'm here for that. I think when you dropped it, I bought my first thing. I still have it. I almost brought it. And I was like, nostalgia.
Yes, OG. And first of all, thank you. I love when a pretty girl dick rides me. Appreciate it.
Dude, I dick ride hot bitches, but you're not just pretty. You have brains.
That's what got me for you is seeing that I don't know that chaotic hot mess energy, but yet still a bad bitch. And a bad bitch to me is work. We are working, we are doing the damn thing, we are figuring life out,
right?
Out loud.
However it may seem, however it may be. I feel like a lot of the stigma that I feel like we all fell for it in the beginning, but open-minded people are like, okay, I don't have to work a 9 to 5. I don't have to, go do this. I can be an entrepreneur, but not at the standard of what the world says, what I want to do. The 11th house thing, all my business, there were bigger fish in the sea in my area. And, I was like, I'm stepping in, I'm coming in, I don't care if I'm considered a little fish. Let me build my name.
And you freaking built it.
I did.
You built it. And that's okay, I'm going to start with our first question, and it really kind of revolves around that. It revolves around identity, right? So you're a single mom of 3 boys, you're a woman of God, content creator now, and all over Louisiana baddie, right? So what part of that, and you guys have heard us talk about business a lot, and she's going to get to that later, but what part do you feel the most misunderstood by people out of all of those things? Single mom of 3 kids, a woman of faith, content creator, just being a baddie, where do people get it wrong?
So it's kind of hard for me to answer though, because I'm in this shift in my life right now. You caught me in a shift. So I think the old me would have said, I feel like people just think I'm just this hot piece of flesh that has no things just happened for me. I didn't work for it. My parents have money, whatever. Things just got handed to her. And now it's just oh, she's a woman of Christ, but she still pops off at the handle. I'm still all of the thing, even though the first one, no, I worked for that shit. But I think the biggest thing is understanding that I hate the whole niche down thing.
ADHD baddies can relate.
I feel like I'm just so many different things. I can be a woman of Christ but also cuss you out. You know what I'm saying? And flip tables.
Flip table. Jesus Day.
Facts. But also give grace and understand gay people, understand freaking OnlyFans, understand that, and like not have an opinion on it, and just like whatever makes you happy, but still love Christ and still go to church and still cry during service. And like, I think that's what I'm struggling with right now. And I actually deleted that whole Narc Church Boy series because of the church. But in short, I think I'm mostly misunderstood with my identity right now. Just like, oh, she's trying to be this holy. I'm not.
So you're saying that you don't, not only do you feel like just misunderstood in general by others, but you're trying to figure out your own identity right now.
For sure. I think dropping HUR, which was my business, and it wasn't on a whim. It was like 6 months of thinking about it and just truly wanting peace and happiness. And then on a random December night, like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm done stressing out. I'm done chasing the dollar. Like, I'm done. HUR was my identity. Like, I'm sure if you decided one day to drop your businesses, it's like, what else did you identify with? And I've always been the type of person to like admit my kids were put on the back burner for 7 years to build these businesses, because I'm sorry, but if you look at a man that like runs, their household and is a provider, their kids are not their forefront. I was doing both, mom, dad, forefront. Right? So I have to I'm re-identifying, figuring out what, if there really truly is balance in life.
I don't think there is. Like, I think there's seasons always that something will take precedence, and being okay with that and having grace for yourself in that.
Yep.
But also being able to identify that and really notice, and having that level of self-awareness. So for me, my moment like that, you didn't know me then, but my moment for that was my first marriage. Yeah. So I was so wrapped up in my identity as mom and wife that when that went away, I literally, and not just with my marriage, the fact that my son was getting older and he didn't need me in the same way anymore. When your whole identity revolves around something, then you fall short every single time.
Yep. And it's like, as a mom, I just felt like they're getting the worst parts of me right now. Like, I'm coming home overstimulated, overridden. Like, I don't want to be this person. What is this all for? And so I shut it down. No plan A, no plan B. I was just kind of like, I want happiness. And thankfully, my parents have always instilled in me, like, everything you touch turns to gold.
Yes.
I just closed it down. I called my dad, obviously. I was like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not happy. Who says that, though? And what a place of privilege to hit $500,000 and then say, I don't want to do this anymore.
I get it.
My dad was like, babe, it doesn't make sense to me, but I support you. I'm here for it. And the next day I called my spa manager and I was like, I'm closing. You have 2 weeks.
Whew, that's tough. That's tough work. Now, one of the funny things that we kind of touched on is this, and this is just so common for women who work really hard and rise up the ladder and whatever they're doing, is that a lot of people have this assumption about you that everything was handed to you. Now, on one form, I do know, or I have heard about maybe a little sugar daddy situation. Can we explore that? What happened with that? And okay, I want to say it's a twofold question. Not only do I want the tea, but I also want to know, did it impact your view on anything,
Absolutely.
On relationships, on self-worth, on, money?
Yep. So I did come from a privileged lifestyle. Privileged, a little bit. I'll take you a little car. I did come from a privileged life, but my dad has always been the type of person you have to work, you have to work for it. So college, high school, whatever, things weren't just handed to me. I went to this local bar in Lafayette, and this story kills me, okay? Went to this local bar, and there was this guy. I'm not even going to say his occupation, because the second I say it, this is
Okay, well, let's say his occupation.
Okay, he's a chiropractor.
Okay, so, and we're just going to call him chiropractor for the rest of the...
Chiropractor man? Okay. Chiropractor man. I met chiropractor man. No ring, no nothing, okay? And very attractive, very fit man. Met him, okay?
Was he bald?
Was not. Okay. I know that's my, that's my type. That's my type, is bald or gray. He was not either. Very buff, just very attractive, charismatic, and met him, had the best time of my life that night, and we hit it off. I was 18, fresh out the womb, just doing the thing. And so ultimately we started to have a romantic relationship, and it became very transactional to him. Like, I didn't realize it because I was so naive. You know, I had only had one real relationship, my ex-fiance. So I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, he's hot, he's successful. And, like, I had been to his chiropractic clinic, like, everything, his house, everything. No indication he was a married man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Sugar daddy chiropractor man was married.
This had gone on for over a year.
When did you find out he was married?
When I walked into the same bar that I met him at with his wife, when he said he was supposed to be out at a bar.
No.
Out of town, sorry. Out of town. He's supposed to be out of town.
Like, how
over a
deep
year.
were you in before
No,
you
we
realized?
were saying that we love each other. He was building a house, and he was including me in the design process.
The audacity.
I had been to the rent house, these really bougie apartments, you know? And so it was nice. There were no pictures. Her clothes weren't there. And I'm 18. I'm thinking, dude, this man
Was he paying your bills?
Yes.
So you thought that he was like
The one. I thought I hit the jackpot.
Did you have your child yet?
I had one child. Okay. I had my first right before I hit 18. So I was probably I was 19 actually when this happened. He was a year. He would come to my house. He met my kid. So how initially he started paying for things, how it became transactional for him. I was so ashamed of my house because I lived next to my parents' rent house that they would like rent for money and they were letting me and my friend live there. I was so ashamed of it because it wasn't like his mansion, you know? So I was like, okay, like you can come, that's fine. And he was like, babe, like I love you for you. Michael Kors was cool at the time. He showed up with this gold-plated Michael Kors bag. It was gold everywhere, matching wallet. Like I think total it was probably like $600 set. Yeah. And I'm feeling like on top of the world. My man just bet me a Michael Kors.
Yes.
Yes. And we had the best sex ever. And he left. And that's delusional and never spent the night.
There's your sign.
Unless we went on trips or unless we...
Not the trips. Okay, wait. Okay. I know you're a small town. I mean, like, in essence, like, I know, whatever. What was the chatter? Like, when it all came out, what happened?
Girl, Twitter, like, existed, I swear, because of me. Oh, my God, so delusional. Anyway, I was in Vegas, and someone subtweeted, and it got sent to me, and it said, you're tagging the places you're eating, but not the person who paid for it. Yeah, no, they were ruthless. Like, their profile is posting this, and, like, I'm very aware of what this looks like, but to me, I'm in a full-fledged relationship. Right. So I'm like, yeah, y'all think he's a sugar daddy. He just loves this cat, you know? Yeah. But it was just, I don't know. But ultimately, I ended up walking into the same bar we met at when he said he was out of town, and he had his ring on. His wife was there. She did not have a ring on. And actually, I had met them in the grocery store weeks before. She didn't have a ring on. He didn't have his ring on. He told me later in a conversation when I met them that was his, assistant. They were in an Albertsons. And I said, hey, chiropractor man. And he was like, shook, but like just so open to receive me. And so I was like, hey, didn't say anything.
He was receiving you.
Oh, he was.
You were receiving him.
And look, his wife was just, and at the time I didn't know it was his wife, so she's just blonde, hot, like bombshell. And I'm just like, hi, like super nice. We're dating, I'm thinking. Right. And he's like, oh, hi, like, bitch. Yeah. No, later told me it was his assistant.
That's crazy.
Not his wife. I later found out they were swingers.
Everything ends. Like, how did that affect you? And, like, what happened after that?
I feel like I felt a lot of betrayal, because I thought that was, like, truly, like, my first, like, thing after my ex, my real first love. But he opened my world up to, one, what manipulation can do.
I thought she was going to say he opened my world up to, like, the possibilities of life.
No, but that, too. He showed me. So I come from good, but my dad is very, I'm going to go to TJ Maxx and get the polo with the 2 horses, okay? That's the type of man my dad is. This man was like, Louis Vuitton emblems are tacky. I don't eat at XYZ, like, and showed me, like, okay, I'm not that bougie, but, like, what a little bit of, like, substance and class means. The reason I went into business is because of him.
So he completely fucked you over, but he changed the trajectory of your life
My
because
whole life.
It gave you that business drive.
When I wanted to just be housewife. He was like, absolutely not. You have too much brains for that.
Okay, enough about him. We gave him enough props telling the world that he helped, plant that seed of business acumen in you. But you had a successful business. You've kind of touched on the fact that you've brought it to that like $500,000 mark, which is insane. Most people don't do that in their whole lifetime, much less in your first year of business. But then something changed. You got high and everything flipped. So tell us about what happened when you got high.
Y'all, and so it wasn't really just getting high. It's like, everyone knows, we're all feeling this economic shift we've recently had in last year. You hit $500,000, and I owned a business prior to that, and it was successful, sold it, cool. But I felt like I was in competition, and I've always been in competition with myself, but I was in competition with the best year of my life. And so it was around April, things started to like kind of drop a little bit, and I was just like, I'm not okay with that. I'm a numbers girl. Like, I can't do math. I don't know multiplication. That's my deepest secret. Okay, that's my deepest, darkest secret. I don't know multiplication.
Here on Dear Everyone, we love a deep, dark secret. And for Tyler, it is multiplication. She is indeed a dummy girl, except when it comes to KPIs, apparently.
So, I noticed that we were dropping, and I was just like, she's not eating. Like, I'm in competition right now with who I was last year. I hit overdrive, and then overdrive didn't work. There was no ceilings to my life, and so there was no ceilings to my business, and that was the problem. And like, as much as I am for like reach for the stars type of person, you have to be like realistic. I feel like delusional but realistic, right? I'm hitting $1 million this year. That was my goal. Okay, pause. And so when I didn't hit it, I went on a vacation to my man's beach house. I got high, and me and weed just don't mix. Like, we are just not friends. And I had a coming to Jesus moment, quite literally heard God's voice, got sober, never hit weed again, would never. You couldn't pay me $1 million. Elon Musk could be in here. I'll give you all of Tesla, all the shares, everything. Yeah, no, kiss my ass.
Want to smell like the main character? Head on over to 11th Dot House and grab our viral pheromone perfumes. Lab-backed, soul-snatching, confidence-boosting. Yeah, we said it. You can use code DEAREVERYONE for 10% off your first purchase because your scent should enter the room before you do. You don't chase, you attract. Now go smell like it. Like, what was going through your head during this, like a bad high, a bad trip?
Leading up to that, the stress of the business was really getting to me. I was coming home really like agitated, overstimulated, touched out, And so I was like, I'm not happy right now. Like, this sucks. Like, it's just a moment. It's just a moment. Push through, push through. All these entrepreneurs you hear, like, you're going to have more ups and downs, and you're not going to have anyone to share it with. So just keep it to yourself and, like, work through it, like, push through. And for me, I was like, I have no peace. Like, I literally was having to put on podcasts to occupy my mind from thinking about my reality. Like, so I would think about what was on my podcast, not what was in my life. And so I was like, what kind of life is this? My kids aren't getting me. My life isn't getting me. Like, it's sucking everything. So I basically was like, you're not meant for this right now. It turned off something in my brain.
And that's when you let it go?
I let it go. I waited 6 months. I'm very transparent. There's no secrets in my life. Every single employee
Except
knew.
the math thing.
Yeah, every single employee knew where I was at mentally, physically. I told them, dude, my employees have the best commission in the industry. Best commission, high as shit, okay? I did not lack with them, and when I started noticing numbers decrease, I took the hits. I stopped doing Pilates. That's $200 a month. I stopped anything extracurricular for me, subscriptions, extra. I took that hit because I had some damn good employees. Damn good.
Shout out to her former employees.
Shout out to them.
You the baddest.
Those girls are ride or dies, and like, some of them had went through when like I got arrested the year before, like, and they were like,
pause, rewind. What'd you get arrested for?
felony assault with a deadly weapon.
What the fuck? I thought you were gonna say something like public nudity.
Yeah, I thought you knew about this.
What the fuck? Repeat?
Felony assault with a deadly weapon.
Felony assault with a deadly weapon. Babe, who were you after?
So that was a part of the NDA. That was a part of it. That's why I've never been able to talk about it.
Oh my God. It's getting worse.
It just gets worse and worse.
Kidnapping? Sorry, you guys, we went on a brief intermission because I had to catch my fucking breath.
Yeah, I
Can
was
we
kidnapped.
like briefly like kidnapping?
2020, yeah.
2020. I
Bars had just reopened. Uber was unavailable.
was wilding out when she was getting kidnapped.
Yep. I think I have a picture in my Google Drive somewhere of the actual Mercedes. Ultimately, we ended up crashing. The man did not bring me home
The car crashed?
into a telephone pole. Live telephone pole.
Did anyone die?
No, but the driver ran. And so I was in the back seat and I had a purse and she wasn't leaving my hand. And the guy next to me, I was in between a car seat and this random man. Well, the guy that initially got me in the vehicle, a guy from high school, and the driver, we're going 80, helicopters chasing us, okay? 5 police cars.
Tyler, a helicopter was chasing you. Were on the news. You were one of those guys.
No, they didn't even put it because the cops had messed up in Lafayette. Let me tell you why. Yeah, I sued the shit out of everybody. Oh, everyone. And then he died last year. The guy that was driving.
God.
No, my life, it could be a Lifetime movie, y'all. Like, I'm not even kidding. So, homeboy wrecked his car. I don't know if he was speeding, I don't know, showing off, like, whatever. But, like, he would not bring me home. We had missed my street about 5 fucking times. And I'm like, bring me home. 7 minutes before we wrecked, and the cops had 7 guns drawn out on me, I texted my best friend, if I die, if something happens to me, this is who I'm with. And I gave the name of X, Y, and Z. And so we wrecked 7 minutes later after that text. What happened was there's a no pursuit policy in Lafayette. The guy in his Mercedes was showing off. He went 120 down Johnson Street, past 5 stoplights. We end up getting pursued by homegirl, cop. She calls back up, about 4 more cops pull up. We're going so fast in this Mercedes, they cannot even pull up. By the time we crashed, it took them about a good 90 seconds to reach up to us.
Stop.
I knew it was coming, so I was like, I didn't have seatbelt on, I was a little bit intoxicated, and I tried to throw my head in between the car seat and the, back seat, but it was too fast, and so my head went, my body flew forward, to the windshield. So I had a major concussion. I stuttered for 2 months. So that's why I sued them. I was out of work for 2 months. Stuttered. No one checked up on me. I had my retainer, my cards. Everything flew out of my purse. Passenger seat guy was telling driver, go, 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 go. Homeboy owned vape shops. And if you have a felony, you cannot own vape shops. That was his MO. I can't get stopped. He never got stopped. It was COVID. People had COVID. Jails were overpopulated. So he never got arrested. Actually saw him at walk-ons 2 weeks later with his kids. He has 2 daughters.
Oh my God.
I sued the shit out of him. Ultimately, we didn't go to court before he died. Fentanyl. So that changed my whole life, though. I not just Christ himself, but literally was not in control of I got in a car with a random ass person. We're going 120. I'm like, let me out of this car. I'm crying. All I can think about is my kids. But I had way more control than I knew that night. Grab the fucking steering wheel, bitch. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Is it safe to say you were a hoe?
Oh, a bob at one point.
A bob. Okay, so let's be so for real right now. 3 children, 3 boys, 3 baby daddies. Explain yourself.
All right. 3 baby daddies, but every single one is in their lives, okay? And they all pay child support. They're all great dads. So what if I wanted to give each baby a good daddy?
Period. Okay, so this is one thing that I wanted the world to know and see you is how I see you. And one of the things we were talking about off camera was that Tyler said she really appreciates about me that I can see all sides to something without judgment. And I really appreciate that because my husband hates it. He says I'm an on the contrary built bitch because I'm always like, well, let's think of it from this way. One of the things I really appreciate about you is that not only do you own up to stuff, but it kind of fucking makes sense.
Not actually did I want to give my kids their own daddy, but I don't have a bad picker. I'm gonna be honest. We didn't end up together, it didn't work out, but successful. Every single one. Like, not a gold digger.
Shout out to her baby daddies.
Just have a good, and their wives. Their wives are magnificent, like helping me raise my babies, like being so supportive, flexible. Like, I could not ask for a better situation. So when people like, oh, she has 3 baby daddies,
Yup.
and your best friend has 2 and they all suck.
Your best friend has 1 and he fucking sucks.
Like, mine are amazing and they always have been.
Give them some flowers.
Round of applause for the BDs.
We love an involved baby daddy.
I have such a lax co-parenting skill, like coming from a military parent, like that's crazy. But I realize what too much structure does to kids. So like I'm like more of the like I give my kids options and stuff like that, and they're kind of like I want more structure, but like I respect what you're saying. But at my house, and we're both vice versa. We asked questions yesterday. She was like, "Hey, does he want to come, spend the night?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Let me ask him." We give options.
Right. It doesn't have to be.
Our kids are humans. They're humans. They have like emotions.
They want to go to a different parent. They should have the option to do that, even if it's not their day.
I'm picking up my kid from school one time, and obviously 2 different dads. The stepmom is picking up the other kid, and my other kid sees me that's getting picked up by stepmom, and he's like, "I want to go with my mom today." Sweet as could be, stepmom was like, "Okay, you sure? Like, you want to go?" And I was like, "Okay, like, that's fine." Like, I feel bad taking from his dad's in her time, but, like, I want my kids to have an option. Religion, sexuality, like, whatever it may be. And I'm a Christian. That's so crazy.
To recap, 3 baby daddies, $500,000 in her first year business, let go of it freely, got high and hated it, and then gave her life to Christ, got kidnapped and in a horrible wreck with guns drawn from the police. Like, how old are you, Tyler?
I just turned 30 in January.
Happy birthday. I'm exhausted.
Right?
Okay, I'm exhausted. Now, we went a lot. We called you a bop. We did the things. But you made a shift. And one of the things that, like, I love is you say you've been, like, raw dogging life, and that, like, I feel like you've been raw dogging social media lately, too. Like, everything has been very raw and authentic, and you've always had that as, like, a back burner, but a lot of the other stuff was very, like, poised and, like, perfect pictures.
Because I had a brand to upkeep, And I feel like HUR was my baby. Like, that was my identity. And it's like, when I got the felony assault.
I forgot about that. The felony assault with a deadly weapon.
I learned my lesson real quick. You can't be this person that you are because the world is going to perceive you different. And you have something that is providing not only for just your family, 6 other girls' family, and you have to maintain that, And so for me, I was like, I am not getting on social media, and I'm not going to state my opinion anymore. I'm not going to do this. And, dude, I felt like I was in a cage. Like, and you know what? That comes along with being a leader. That comes along with being a business owner. But at the end of the day, like, and I loved it. And had my passion continued and that fire kept burning in me for that, like, I would have done that till the death of me. But I wasn't living my truth because let me tell you, like, these days, like, I'm just like, I'll give you exactly what you need, but with grace. And I couldn't do that before because, God forbid, Tyler Primeaux tells you that, hey, you have a little bit of an ugly attitude. We probably shouldn't treat people like that, even if you feel you're right. Like, she's the problem. The owner of HUR. I was never Tyler Primeaux anymore. I was the owner of HUR. Right. Like, and and you know what? Screw me. I had 6 other women to protect and their families. And that empathy inside of me is truly what held me down to that cage. Because had it just been me, like it is just me now, I'm going to raw dog. Like, I'm going to tell you where you're wrong. I'm going to tell you where I'm wrong. I'm going to tell you my life. Like, that, but I've realized now, like, that's my calling.
What advice do you think you would give to someone that maybe feels like scared to start over, or like was maybe in your position? I know when I went through my divorce, I really felt like I had it all before and that I lost everything. So what would you say to people who really are just like scared of starting over?
First, it's all about your why. Me, I'm all about happiness. I want to do something that burns my soul. Like, if it's not burning my soul, why am I taking people's money? Fraud, right? That was the last 6 years, 7 years of my life. When it stopped doing that for me, I was like, I can't keep doing this. I love my regulars. I love my clients, but I love my employees. But my heart's not burning through this. My kids are suffering. I'm suffering. Dude, think about your why. And I'm gonna give you the most delulu fucking advice ever right now. Fucking go for it. 80% is worse off than 90%. That 10% makes a difference in your success. So you either go all in and you like reach what you want to, or you give it 80% and you go to the gym and you like try to balance that like facade we've all been given in this world. Like balance. Fuck balance, dude. Like think about the life you want to live and you fucking figure it out.
Period.
Like, you go after it and you go all in, you know, and I'm not, excuse my language, but babe, forgive me for this. Me and my man just got in a fight about it. Like, he doesn't understand the concept of go all in. He's a blue collar man. Like, he believes in the 9 to 5 and he believes in work hard for what you want.
There's so much to say that like that is so necessary for a functioning society to happen, is to have people like that, but also for innovation, for changes, for the future revolves around people like us who think differently.
We all are like, especially like the women like us. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, we were like stomped down to dust in the, you know, fucking dirt ages, like whatever you want to call that. I'm not good with history.
Also with math, she also doesn't know history.
We can't fucking vote, but then
We can vote.
now we can. We couldn't fucking vote. We could barely fucking walk out the house with our shin showing. But like now we're building multi-billion-dollar businesses and like, I'm sorry,
Tits out, shin showing,
lips out.
lips out. And she doesn't mean the one with fillers.
They both got them though. No, just kidding.
You totally can get fillers.
Fat injections, bitch. Fat kitty.
Mine's fat enough. I will show you a picture. Like, she's very handsome, attractive.
Not handsome, bitch. You shave her, I hope.
She's pretty hairy. We're going to end with this. These are some quick fire, finish the sentence type questions. So I want you to go just based off like balls to the wall, top of your head. Don't overthink it. Let's fucking go. Okay? You have lived like 10 fucking lives in your 30 years. So what is something that has stayed the same despite all the lives I've lived is?
Fuck what people think, dude. Just do what makes you happy and brings you peace.
Period. Last time I ignored a red flag, this happened.
I got unengaged.
I got unengaged. Why did I think she was going to say I got chlamydia? I'm like, all I think about is when I, like, respectfully, I say this, oh my God, with so much respect. All I think of is like 3 baby daddies. I feel like you have a breeding kink.
I do.
Okay.
Nut in me, daddy. Tubes are tied, still turns me on.
Biggest ick in dating was?
Ooh, no ambition, dude. Like, you have no freaking thought of the future. Like, I'm sorry. You can, like, work that 9 to 5, but you don't have, like, a side gig you want to start?
Okay. Biggest rash decision that I've ever made was?
Dropping that 6-figure business. For sure.
Do you regret it?
I said today I regretted it.
How do you make money right now?
I have good parents, you know?
I feel that.
And I had a good savings, but we've kind of, like, run through that a little bit. But I have a dad that, like, really believes in everything I do.
Okay, shout out Gordon. I saw a TikTok with him and his wife. They look like baddies all on their own. So shout out. Did he ever say, like, stop having sex?
For sure. For sure. Yeah, no, I think I posted a story time. Like, you can tell that man is just like, I don't, but he was a fucking tyrant himself. No, a tyrant. And now he's this, like, great respected physician and his wife's an anesthesiologist. Like, Slay King, you were doing cocaine. And being a DJ back in the day, that was all alleged, okay?
Allegedly. Favorite self-care ritual is?
Castor oil packs. So I'm regular as shit on my periods, okay? I've done a, like, pack the other day. No cramps. No cramps.
Ladies and gentlemen, castor oil packs, where it's at. All right, last 2 questions. A conspiracy theory that I wish was true or I think is true.
The earth is for sure flat, and the hierarchy is not the government.
Okay, no, do you really believe that the fucking earth is flat, Tyler?
Ask any fucking pilot. The earth is flat.
They're gonna say they see a curvature.
No, there is no curvature.
Do you know pilots?
For sure. Literally almost dated one.
Last but not least, here at Dear Everyone, we are all about the stories that go left unsaid, the thoughts that go without being told, and those moments in our lives that can feel shameful, but that they truly make us who we are. So, Dear Everyone, you have this wrong about me.
I'm not some stuck up privileged bitch. I work hard for the things I want and I go after it. Like, and I don't care about what anyone thinks, but I do. You know, I do. I want to be empathetic toward any and everyone. I want all the friends in the world. Like, I wish everyone would just be so kind and nice. But, like, that's not real world. I just want to do good things, serve good people, and look fucking hot doing it.
Amen. And boy, do you ever. Okay, before we wrap up, this one's going to be just for our Patreon exclusive. So make sure you go ahead and join us on there. Go check out the show notes for that link. Thank you so much for being on Dear Everyone. Tell us how we can all keep in touch with you and leave us with like a little word of wisdom. Maybe start with Dear Everyone.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I don't know what those handles are.
Check the show notes.
Honestly, just if it makes you happy or you feel some type of like you get off from the shit, do it. If it triggers that little piece in your brain that I actually feel some type of happiness from this, go for it. 100%. Who gives a shit if no one fucking believes in it? Go for it.
So thank you so much for being here. Love you to death. And I really appreciate you kind of really bearing it all out. Okay, love y'all. Bye. Hey, yes, you. If you're still listening, you're already one of us. And if you want more, like that uncut, too spicy for the episode clips, my unfiltered thoughts after the mics go off, or you just want to be a part of the chaos that we don't post publicly, get yourself over to our Patreon community at patreon.com/VSoSpicy. We've got bonus episodes, behind the scenes drama, hot takes, confessions, and you could even write out whatever you want when life gets real messy. It's a vibe, it's a community, and honestly, it's where all our best shit lives. So come unlock the rest of the story. Join the Patreon, and let's get personal.